And moving on from the KZN province to the Eastern Cape, where the recent flooding in that province has had a devastating impact on communities. At least 7 people have lost their lives and more than 2,000 households left displaced. SABC News reporter Abongile Jantjies is on the story and joins us now live from East London. A very good morning to you, Abongile. Thanks for joining us. Where exactly in East London are you and what's happening there? How's the situation?
Well, a very good morning to you, Simpiwe, and to the viewers at home. We are coming to you from East London, just in the suburb of Amalinda, where some of the displaced residents have been placed at a community hall here. I can tell you that the Buffalo City Metro, together with the Eastern Cape government, are receiving more and more numbers throughout the province of the people who are needing help, who are needing assistance with regards to these floods. And I can tell you that the Eastern Cape Premier Oscar Mabuyane came here today to engage these residents. I understand that there are 4 shelters here in the Eastern Cape. They just been handed over food parcels and blankets. Some of them camped here overnight. It will be really quite a struggle to fend life going forward for these people, because some of them literally lost everything. And the main issue that they are wanting from the government is human settlement, and the issue of temporary structures. Some of them don't even have hope on, because they say that they are left there for quite a long period of time, up until those temporary structures become dilapidated and they struggle again. Let's bring in the Premier of the province, Oscar Mabuyane. Sir, thanks a lot for your time. Devastating floods since Sunday. It has wreaked havoc throughout the province. You mentioned Karieja, which is a hotspot, even here in Buffalo City. Even though the rain seems to have subsided, the struggle begins now for the communities. What do you have to say to it?
Well, catastrophic indeed. Firstly, good morning to you, as well as to the anchor in the studio, as well as the viewers. As I've said, it's a very catastrophic situation that our people find themselves in. We have now long accepted that we are a disaster-prone province, and we are working hard on plans on how to mitigate disasters of this nature when they happen. But firstly, let me express my sincere gratitude to all our social partners, the leadership here from mayor as well as councillors that have been on the ground, hands-on, trying to make sure that they mitigate the effects of this disaster, working with the NGOs like Gift of Givers and all that, the business. So far, the business works via a Gift of Givers. So we are talking to business as well. We are setting up warehouses for more support, like things that our people are in need of immediately, like mattresses, blankets, food. And we are calling business to donate such kind to our warehouses. We really don't want money to come. We want only support that must come directly to these people to make sure that we change their lives. Yes, government has actually activated our response. All our relevant MECs from COGTA, Human Settlement, Social Development are actually hands-on in ensuring that we provide the necessary support. We bring in a psychosocial support as well where necessary. I know we've lost lives, and would also want to extend our sincere word of condolences to the family that have lost loved ones. I think we've lost about 8 people in Karieja. We've lost 1 person here. There's still some missing. So we are hard at work to ensure that we clear out all this. It's not an easy thing. It's a very difficult situation. It has hit in Port St. John's, as you know, that it was going up this Indian Ocean coastline up to Tongati. It's a problem, but we're meeting with ministers. I'm talking to ministers. I spoke to Minister of Finance. I spoke to Minister of COGTA. We're in discussion with Minister of Human Settlement. We're finding a permanent solution to a number of problems. We're bringing in TRUs to those who have problems. Our problem is those who are on the river banks, low-lying areas. We've been talking to those people, some difficult to convince them, but now I'm happy that everyone is happy to understand that this is not right. Environmentally and scientifically, they are not supposed to be where they are. So we're identifying those kind of land parcels where we be able to relocate them to, get them in a very decent way, proper housing and all that. So we start with TRUs as an immediate intervention, but the plan is to build houses for those people immediately. There are projects that were unlocking here, that we are activating via human settlement to make sure that we respond effectively to this challenge.
Premier, some of the living conditions where we have travelled of those affected residents, really, even the Human Rights Commission here in the province says it's quite appalling, and it doesn't, people whose rights are along the lines of they are being violated, that's how they describe them. What's your response to that?
Yes, we've been, if you go to Dungan village, we know we've been trying to sort out the problem. It's a vicious cycle. When you remove them, taking them to a relevant place where you're building housing, some are starting their lives there. When you have an informal settlement, most of the time, informal settlements are not planned. We have set up ISOP in human settlement to ensure that we are able to bring basic services, even in human settlement, electricity, streets, and sewer, and all that. So government has got a plan in place, and this is what I'm hard at, to ensure that even if people are staying in informal settlement, let's always try to organize that. But it's proper that we tighten our bylaws so that people don't just sleep and wake up and do their own settlement wherever they want to be. But when the crisis of this nature comes, we are all exposed and we are all found wanting. So it's important that we work together with our people. Our people wants to be led. If you are able to say you can't build here, you can build there, people will be able to follow that. But if there is no solution, there is no alternative, people are stranded and people are desperate, they will do anything else. Yes, I agree. Some of areas are not in good conditions at all, especially where they are. And government, by law, cannot put money where we are advised environmentally and otherwise that we cannot put money of government there. You need EIAs for work of government to be done properly, because we can't really embark deliberately on a fruitless expenditure whilst we are eyes open. So these are things that need a proper conversation. We need our people. And maybe that councillors in these areas are strong, are capable women who are hands-on, who are able to lead this society. That's why you see these people that are happy, are able to listen, are able to be guided, but we need to tighten up those laws from the municipality side. But also agility. How do we respond in a disaster as government? We can't really be following NGOs, honestly speaking. NGOs can do some work, but we can't be following them. We should be the ones.
Thanks a lot for your time, sir.
Thank you very much.
Well, Simpiwe, that was the Premier of the Eastern Cape, Oscar Mabuyan. If you could get comment from the Gift of the Givers, Ms. Conradi, please come this side. This is Corinne Conradi, the Provincial Coordinator of the Gift of the Givers here in the Eastern Cape. Ma'am, what are your numbers telling you thus far?
Numbers have increased in both Buffalo City Municipality as well as the Nelson Mandela Bay area. Here it's over 3,000 families, and now reports came in from Port St. John's as well as Kunu's families are over 500 families that have been affected. They have not yet received any aid. Gift of the Givers is deporting more trucks now from Pietermaritzburg, from Cape Town, with more aid, and we are dealing with several disasters. There's the tornado in Tongaat, there's snow in the Northern Cape, and floodings here in the Eastern Cape. So we are dispatching more teams. There's also more centers that open up here in the BCM. People were reluctant to move, but more rains have been reported to fall, about 80 to 90% today, and concerns are high. The soil is wet. There's already damage. There's already destruction to some people's shacks in the area. We're also going again to Stony Drift, where close to 300 people are living next to a dumping site. And of course, when the water comes down with all that rubbish, it can cause a loss of lives.
Thank you so much. Well, that's an update from the Gift of the Givers, Simpiwe. It's really quite a long way to go to assist these flood victims, and we shall bring you more as this day unfolds.